All right, guys, so in this video today, what I'm going to do for you is break down NIO. So today we saw some good price movement. Let's talk about how the future is looking. So in this video, I'll lay out my personal price prediction for NIO via technical analysis. So I'll walk through technical analysis. We'll talk about some key support and resistance levels, some key patterns as well, and what we could possibly be seeing for the future. So before I get started, smash that like button right there, hit that comment below if I miss anything throughout this video. I'm not going to talk too much into catalysts and news and that sorts of thing, but I'm going to talk a little more on the technicality side of things. So if I miss anything, or if you have anything you'd like to share, leave that below in the comments. Also, feel free to subscribe to the channel. What you get is weekly uploads from yours truly. All right, no more wasting time. Disclosure, I'm also not an expert, so do your own due diligence. I'm just here to share information and do my own technical analyses and share my own personal opinion for NIO. Let's jump into it. All right, so here we have NIO. This is ticker symbol NIO for those who didn't know. If you want more information on NIO, I will link a video above. Detailed video walks through who the CEO is, some of their business goals, things like that. Check it out. Now, the software that I'm using for this video is called Thinkorswim, okay? It's offered by a brokerage named TD Ameritrade. I'm not affiliated at all, but I do have a video link above. Check that out as well. I give you a whole tutorial on how to get set up with this, how to set up all the indicators, all that good stuff. Check it out above. Thinkorswim by TD Ameritrade. Great trading platform. It's a little glitchy once in a while as you see me rage in my previous videos, but nonetheless, it's a great software. So let's take a look here. As you can see, this is the 180-day chart for NIO. It's been appreciating based on my green 180-day SMA line here, right? So in this video, I'm going to do something a little special. I'm going to walk through every indicator and see how they all, get put together, right? So this green line here to start off, this is called a simple moving average. My SMA line, it's set for a 180-day time period. So it's correlating to 180 days worth of price movement. Essentially, it's the moving average of the price. As you can see, if you were to draw arrows along this line, it has been appreciating over the last 6 months. Nothing surprising here. Now, if I zoom in here, the last few videos, I have been talking about some key patterns we've been seeing on this 180-day chart. So we have been seeing things such as a head and shoulders pattern, right? Heads here, shoulders are here. So I'll draw that very quickly here. I won't explain too much about it. So before we were seeing a head and shoulders pattern. And typically the way these patterns work is that they get tested on this far right side of it. As you can see, we successfully got tested at this key support level. We bounced off it, got rejected, and now we're pushing back up. Also, we saw another key pattern here get broken as well. So we are indicating what's called here a bullish flag pattern. If you cannot see it, I do apologize, but I'm going to indicate it with these red lines just to make it a little bit easier. So generally speaking, we did have a bullish flag pattern around here. We got tested within the vicinity of these bounds, and then we had a breakthrough. Again, we're breaking two major key patterns on the 180-day chart. If you're typically breaking patterns on the bigger picture chart, think about it this way. It will trickle down into the days and weeks of trading, right? That's why I always start with the bigger picture. For example, if I'm looking at a stock and I looked at it for the last week, maybe it's up 20% on the week, something crazy. If I look at the big picture, maybe that stock has been depreciating net overall the last 6 months. If I wouldn't have taken a step back, it could, again, it's deceiving. You're looking at a small window of time, take a step back, and you'll see things like this. Since we had such a tremendous breakout from both these very strong and notable patterns, it begs the question, what's next? And that's what I'm going to talk to you in this video. So let's clear up this drawing set. And what I'm going to do next, I'm going to zoom into the 20-day 1-hour chart. So this is the last 2 weeks for NIO. So my last update video on NIO, I highlighted a key support level, generally about that $47.50 mark. We had tested there previously within, again, the last 20 days. And as of this morning, we did have that breakthrough, right? So the line is about there. We had a resistance level there. It tested it this morning, broke through. Now it's likely going to find that resistance level as a new support level. Let's see what will happen with that. Again, taking a further step back out, if I utilize my other indicators. So the next indicator I have here is the RSI indicator. This is the relative strength index. It essentially is a good indicator for finding potentially good buying and selling points. Again, I cannot stress this enough. Do not solely rely on indicators. It's just for reference. As you can see here, though, typically when it approaches this upper end of the indicator, It's approaching the overbought state. Makes sense. I had a huge push today. Also, this indicator down here, this is my MACD indicator. As you can see, it is in green territory. If it's green, that means it's positive momentum. This is a momentum indicator. MACD stands for moving average convergence divergence. Again, high level, it's just a momentum indicator, as you can see. And then with these little bars here, as the bars start to grow, that means momentum is growing. And then if the color is green, that means momentum is growing in the bullish direction. So good things, we're seeing good things here. Again, let's go back into the smaller picture here. So again, we tested that resistance this morning and we did break through. I'm going to go in even closer here. This is the 1 day 5-minute chart. So this black window here is what I want you to pay attention to. This is the trading session for today. As you can see, we had very strong buying pressure all day, and about from market open to market close, we saw about a 6% gain on NIO for today. That is phenomenal. I like what I'm seeing. Now, one more indicator I'm going to show you here is the EMA indicator. This is the exponential moving average. It is this teal line here. Now, this is good for showing good confirmation points or validation points. I'm not going to talk too much about that in this video. Confirmation is essentially a potentially good buying position when you're stock trading. Again, not going to get into it, but essentially what I want you to see is that this big gap above this EMA line, if the candlesticks are, pretty spaced out above it, that's indicating very strong buying pressure. Again, just attesting to the point of the buying pressure that we saw today. Can this stock continue back up? Here's the next thing I'm going to do. I'm going to go into what's called a volume profile indicator. Don't let it overwhelm you too much. I'm just going to talk to it from a high level. I'm going to show you what this indicator is telling us and what it typically can tell us. And then based off all these indicators I talked about today, I will go into what my price prediction is for this stock. So hang tight. We got one more in here, okay? So what I'm going to do for this indicator, you know what? Let's actually take a step back. Let's go back out to the big picture. I'm going to go into studies here, edit studies. Volume profile, add selected, apply. Now I'm going to go in this gear here and just change some settings. It doesn't mean anything. It's literally just a preference. If you guys want to copy it, that's completely fine. Up to you. I really don't mind. So there's 10. Apply. Okay. Let's zoom in here. So this is big, guys. I'm gonna go back to the 20-day. Okay. This indicator is a volume profile indicator. Think about it this way. Look down here on my chart. You see these blue bars here. These are volume bars. The volume bars are indicating how much volume there was on that axis of this graph. This is the time axis, right? So how much volume there was at that point in time. These, however, on the side here, same idea here, just in the horizontal direction, okay? So just think about it that way. These are vertical. This is horizontal. This is essentially telling me how much volume there was per price level, right? So it's saying, historically, we have seen a substantial amount of volume, tons of volume, generally around this $45 mark, right? So one way you can use this indicator is that look at where the big humps are and then look where the gap is. The big humps is typically where price likes to gravitate towards. How does it get towards there? Through the gaps. Essentially around these gap periods, the stock is very liquid, and so it will really either gap up or sell off in a hurry, right? So if it can pick up enough momentum from the previous hump, gap up through here and shoot to this next hump, that's typically what you can use this indicator for. Again, do not solely rely on this. Again, so many things can change in the stock market. Look at this morning. We came off great stimulus news. It couldn't even last freaking 12 hours. And then we had some UK new coronavirus strain, whatever. So it's a crazy world out there. Set your alerts and utilize risk management. Now, what is my price prediction and why do I think this? Again, I'm going to utilize everything I've been talking about in this video. So I think in the next day or few hours, this might happen. We might see a little bit of a pullback, just a little bit, because we had so much buying pressure today. It could just be people cashing out. But I think around this period, we're going to start seeing a flush of price action from institutional investors, just big people buying huge call options for this stock. So since we're approaching that gap period, here's what I'd like to do. I'm going to go in here, drawing tools. Again, I'm going to highlight that gap area. Generally speaking, if I were to draw a line in the middle of this circle. So I'm going to draw the circle, and right at about that midpoint of the circle, it's about $50. I think if this stock, again, depending on if it can get towards this point, I think if it starts to gravitate towards this next big hump here, which is at about $53, if it starts to gravitate even more towards that, we see a lot more buying pressure and all that momentum. I think we can really see a push up in a day or two, shoot past here, and then, start to really test at about that $51.50 mark. We'll see what happens. With that being said, my price prediction for NIO by the end of the year, granted this is only a few days, I think it'll be around $49 to $55. Now, again, I know this isn't like a dead-eye target. This is a range. Again, I'm conservative and I'm being realistic. Momentum can die. What goes up must come down. But again, I mean, big picture-wise, we're going to get there. Big picture-wise, I like the way it's looking. Doesn't mean we have to get there tomorrow or before the end of the year. And that's where I'm being very conservative and saying, hey, it's probably going to stick at about the price it might be. We might see a huge push up to like 53 one day. And then towards like the dead last day of the year, it might hit like 49. Who knows? Again, this is speculative. Again, I use a little bit of technicality. And again, anything can happen in the stock market. So I hope this video helped you out. Like this video if it did add value for you. That's all I ask in return. Smash that like button. Also comment below if I missed any details. I know I did. I know I didn't talk about catalysts, but maybe talk through some of these indicators too. If you have any more questions, let me know. Leave them down below in the comments. Also, feel free to subscribe to the channel. We're now approaching 3,500 subscribers. Very humbling, super blessed. Let's keep on chugging. I'm not stopping anytime soon. I'm going to make it happen for you guys, okay? So let's make it happen. Let's smash that subscribe button. Let's smash that notification bell. Let's get after it. Join the free Discord as well. Link below in the description. Completely free, like I said. Good luck to you guys the rest of this week. Happy holidays and happy trading.